Hello, everybody. So, welcome to the channel. So earlier today, I posted a video about the current market condition, the the current market dumps in stocks and cryptos due to DeepSeek. So today's Monday, January 27th, about 5:15, and we're going to talk about some potentially powerful pumps that are coming to certain meme coins. And yeah, a lot of meme coins have been dumping uh due to just so many meme coins out there, just diluting the market, and people are kind of fed up with meme coins that have no utility. But there are certain coins that are actually pumping. For example, Toshi is pumping, and I got into this trade, and I rode this trade all the way from zero. Let me just say the percentage increase from this point to basically this point right here, about 600% increase in 12 days. And I was able to catch that right up. And I'll talk about how I was able to get into this position, what signals I was looking at, and what is the next Toshi potentially. There's no guarantee, but and also just the price prediction for Toshi, whether I think it's gonna keep going up or not. Okay, so let's start with what signal caught my attention with Toshi. And actually, it started out at this channel, this Telegram channel that kind of gives crypto calls, and it's actually part of Crypto Banter. I'm not associated with them, but I did sign up with their front runner crypto alert channel, trade alert channel. Um, so that was a big help because they posted something that said Coinbase posted something on their website and their Twitter about how they're going to list Toshi on Coinbase, and they haven't done it yet, but they're going to at some point. They didn't tell us like when they're going to do it, but I assume it's going to be relatively soon. And so I was looking. So it was on this day right here, this big green candle where Toshi pumped 121%. Uh, I think I got in even earlier than that slightly, just earlier in the day when, the news was fresh and it didn't pump 121% yet. It was probably pumping 60% at this point. And I was like, well, if Coinbase is going to list this and it actually said on their website and Twitter, then this has got to be a really strong trade. It's probably going to triple, at least triple. So I was right about that. Um, but people who didn't have the news, they could still look at the chart and ask themselves, like, wow, this coin is pumping 121%. Let's look at the technicals to see whether this could have potential more upsides. And one another thing to note is that I believe Toshi is the name of Brian Armstrong's dog, and Brian Armstrong is the CEO of Coinbase. Let me just look it up real quick. Toshi, searching on Google right now. Meme coin. Yep, apparently it is. So I think that is actually the main reason why Toshi was listed because the Coinbase team, I don't know if Brian Armstrong was directly involved in the decision of this coin, but definitely uh, the Coinbase team who decides whether like which coins to list on their platform probably, looked at Toshi and did the research and probably loved the idea that it's named after Brian Armstrong's dog, it's the CEO of Coinbase, his dog. So that's the mimetic value of this coin. And if you looked at Murad, Murad is an influencer on crypto he's famous for his meme coin thesis about how uh, meme coins pump because there's a community or mimetic value to the coins. I'm not exactly sure how to explain his entire thesis, but that's you can do your own research on Murad's thesis. But I felt that this coin probably fits his narrative based on the fact it was named after Brian Armstrong's dog. So I was like, that makes a lot of sense that Coinbase wants to list this coin. And the other thing I actually want to talk about is Brett, because Brett is dumping right now. And it makes a lot of sense because Brett's whole thesis for pumping for people wanting to buy Brett is that they believe that Brett was going to be listed on Coinbase. And Brett is currently, it went above 1 billion in market cap, but I think it currently is below 1 billion, probably around 100 million, if I'm not wrong. And you would think that, you know, this coin would have been listed on Coinbase by now, but it didn't. Some people say that uh, Coinbase doesn't want to list on their centralized platform because they want to keep it uh, like a DEX DEX only trade to maintain high volume on their base chain, etc. But um, maybe that's not the real reason. I think maybe uh, the Coinbase team actually wants Toshi to be the main meme coin on base, and maybe it wants Toshi to be bigger than Brett. So the I've been shorting Brett because I'm just looking at the technicals and just the fact that Toshi is listed and Brett is not makes me think that Brett is probably never going to be listed because I don't think the Coinbase team wants it to compete against Toshi. And I think Toshi will actually eventually flip Brett. Um, and Brett, I'm cautiously pessimistic about this coin, and I'm gonna kind of use it as a hedge to short as the market is going down. And that's what I've been doing, making some money on the shorts of Brett. Um, maybe I'll pump up again. That's why I'm not gonna short it with too much money, just in case it pumps up. But for now, I don't see. I don't think the future is gonna be good for Brett. But one coin I do believe is going to be very positive in the future besides Toshi. So Toshi, I think, is definitely going to break above 1 billion soon. I think is about 600 billion. It might almost be flipping Brett at this point. Um, and just going to Toshi, back to Toshi again. Like I actually sold Toshi on this candle. Like some orders put up over here near the O2 level, like near the top, some like when the 115 level, and then also a bunch at the 1-2 level. Currently is dumping a little bit. I still have a small percentage of Toshi left. I think maybe 10 or 20% of my original holdings. Like I've made a huge amount here. And I knew that the market coming into this week seemed kind of pessimistic. So I was like, I better take profit on some of the coins that have gone up a lot and probably is topping. It looked like a blow off top for the near future because there's this long wick on the top. So basically, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the selling side on this coin. So I was like, I'm gonna take profit, even if it goes up a bit more. Like I'm happy with the profit right here. And then I have about 10 or 20% of this my original holdings still in Toshi, just in case it doubles again, but I don't think it's going to double again uh soon. It might take several weeks of consolidation before it's ready to move up again. And yeah, just looking at the money flow, like it actually went to the green for now. So I think if it keeps, holding steady above the trend line, it's way above any previous trend line actually. So if it's gonna hold above, the 0.001 cent level, uh I think this is gonna be very, very bullish for this coin. And also the reason why I made sure to take profit on Toshi is it kind of reminded me of this chart on Hosky. I was in this trade. I was probably down here in this trade, entering this right here, and then pumped up. Let's see how much it pumped up. It's like 25%, 2,500% in 18 days. And this is like a small cap meme coin on Cardano. And just looking at this like long wick to the upside, and that was similar to the Toshi candle I showed you. And then the next day, it sort of pumped up a little bit and then just crashed. So I was like, I want to avoid doing that. Even though Toshi may have more upside coming soon, this is a good time to take profit. And then if it dips, if Toshi dips, I'm gonna buy. Okay. Because like Hasi went up 25x. Toshi could go up that percentage or even more. But I do think after this candle with long wick to the upside, probably going to take a few weeks to consolidate before it's ready to go up. So I'll be kind of buying the wicks down, any wicks to the 0.001 level, or even slightly below 0.0009. Like basically this candle, this is a trend line. No. So let me draw. Yeah. I'm a buyer of Toshi around this level, but I'm also not going to buy too much because uh what if it dumps all the way down here? Um, which is not likely because unless if like Toshi turns out to be a scam or something. But I think Coinbase they're good at doing the research on which tokens to list, and they wouldn't list any scams. So I think they made sure that this is a legit project before listing it on their uh platform. So I trust that. I don't think it's a scam. I think it's going to hold up very well. So I'm going to buy the dips. And one very, very positive thing to talk about in Toshi is that it's listed on cookie.fun, which is the AI agents index. And Toshi, mindshare, is at 2.67%, which is top six on the entire list, right behind Graphane, which is pretty insane. If you look at Toshi, I think they're working on some kind of AI agent on their platform. So if I click on Twitter, I think they just hopped onto this AI agent train using AI to power their beam, which is actually what I think is the next generation of memes. Because AI agents were pumping while memes were dumping like in the last month or so. Uh, and people have caught on to the fact that, well, if you want to create a meme, you kind of want to hook some AI agent chatbot to your Twitter, um, and stuff like that, because that's a current meta, that's the current narrative, that's what pumps the coins. So Toshi jumped on the bandwagon, which is a good thing. And if they can continue to develop this area, I think they would do really well for the next rest of the bull market, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're pumping right now, and that might be the reason why they got even listed on Coinbase. On top of the reason that that's the name of the CEO's dog. Okay. And something else I want to show you. I think Miggles could be the next Toshi. And I saw this video the other day, Mr. Miggles. I think so I think how this meme came up was because like Coinbase posted something about Miggles um, on their Twitter profile. And Mr. Miggles is a cat before even this coin got listed. So he was a really viral, famous cat on social media that people loved. And I guess somebody decided to create a coin on Mr. Miggles. And I think there was a post on Coinbase a couple, not recently, but probably several months ago. I got to do more research on this, but I'll come back with another video with more details. But right now, I'll just tell you what I see on the chart and why I think this could potentially be the next Toshi, no, not financial advice. Yeah, so I think there is some kind of connection between Miggles and the Coinbase team, and they might be looking to list Miggles on their platform. And all I need is to see certain uh, signals on the chart to make me convinced that this is the right time to buy. And I'll show you what I'm looking at and comparing that to the technicals on Toshi before it pumped. And let me just grab a chart. Niggles was the best chart here. Maybe crypto. Yeah, maybe this. So yeah, so generally I see that it's good to it's much better to see a coin when the money flow, which is like this wave right here, the red wave right here, to cross to the green, to the upside, to the green. Let me take a look at what Toshi did. Just comparing the charts. Satoshi right before pumped, it actually didn't have this red wave yet cross to the green until much later. But at this point, it did print a green candle. You can see also the blue waves were sort of making higher highs and higher lows. So we're actually seeing something similar on Miggles. Um, and the blue wave is like making higher high, higher lows. And the red, as I said, it doesn't need to be uh green for me to buy. So this green dot right here was probably a good buy signal. So if I had look at this chart on that day, I would have bought Miggles, also based on the narrative that this could be listed on Coinbase. So I didn't get in at this point, but uh, I'm wondering if this is the right time to buy Miggles since well, unless if Coinbase lists or post something about Miggles, about them listing on Coinbase, I don't think this is gonna pump yet. I think this I would have to wait until the rate hike, see how the market reacts. If it's a risk on environment, Migos may have some ways to go. But for now, I'm happy to kind of sit on my hands to wait until more buy signals arise, or if it wants to dip to like a previous support around I'd say 8 cent level, I can start accumulating um Miggles. Looking at this like long wick on the top side, there might be some downward pressure on Miggles, unless if like some really positive news comes up about Miggles. But for now, I don't see it rocketing up just yet. So, um, and this might be a little too early, but I'm just gonna draw a trend line on the top of the wick right here. I'd say, yeah, I think this is the uh trend line to break for now. And this is well below that trend line for a bullish breakout. So we got some time to consolidate, maybe a little bit pull back to get into, and then and this is not something I would not personally put too much into this coin because I wouldn't put a lot into this coin unless Coinbase posts something about this being on the roadmap of being listed on Coinbase like soon. Then I can start being more aggressive on Toshi because on the day that Toshi was announced to be on listed on Coinbase soon, that's when I bought and I returned about 600% on my position. So when Coinbase talks about listing this, then it might be a good time to buy. But actually, because it's so unpredictable when Coinbase is gonna announce something like that, like it might be a good idea if you really want to trade this to put a small amount into this, just in case Coinbase announces this like in a few days and um, this pumps like 100% in a day, then at least you have a little bit of your money that you're, well, not your, but I'm just talking about me. Sorry, I shouldn't say you. I'm, so what I'm saying is, I'm going to put a small amount of uh my money into this coin just in case if it pumps like out of the blue 100%, and I'm gonna capture that gain. And if it doesn't happen, if it crashes down, then I'm only risking a little bit of my money. So it doesn't matter as much. And I can also accumulate to the downside. Um, and if it never gets listed on Coinbase, then, well, never put more money than you can lose in any single trade. So that's how I think of it. For now, I'd say, yeah, there's some bullishness here potentially, but it is really news driven, and this coin doesn't really have any fundamentals per se yet. I don't think, at least. Maybe it has some kind of AI agent behind it, but for now, I don't really know anything else about this coin for sure. So um yeah, Miggles, keep focus on this coin. Uh and let's see how this goes, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong, or how I do in the coming weeks with this coin. All right.